Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to part 3 of this Gemstone Legends video about epic heroes that I think should really be on your radar because I think they are just that good. I'm trying to focus on ones that aren't totally in the spotlight because I think you can see those ones just by maybe skimming the leaderboard or watching other Gemstone Legends videos, or maybe people in your alliance just know about a lot of these already. So I'm trying to highlight ones that might be newer or not in the spotlight quite as much. So if you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, make sure to check for those links in the description of this video. I also did one for rare heroes, which you can find in the description as well. So I think this will be the final video in this series unless you guys request more in the comment section down below. So let me know what you think. Feel free to share your thoughts as we go along. If you think there are heroes that should be on this list that aren't, or if you have if you have had good success with the heroes that are talked about in this video. Also, please leave a like and subscribe as a free way to help support the channel, and let's jump into the video. So if you haven't tried Gemstone Legends yet, come check it out and play alongside me. It's another really fun and deep strategy RPG like Empires and Puzzles, but with some fun new twists, and a lot of people from Empires and Puzzles have already joined. Not only can you help out the channel by using the download link in the description of this video, but if you enter the code #Spock_2021 hashtag in the global chat, you can get a nice starter bonus including gold, gems, gold scrolls, and a free epic hero Eleador, all valued at about 50 bucks. Once you join, you'll also get access to a set of beginner events where you can earn another epic hero Soliana, a 5-star legendary set of equipment, which is what you use to boost the stats and performance of your heroes, and a platinum scroll for another epic or legendary hero in the game. Those links and codes are in the description down below. Just be sure to enter that code in the global chat after finishing the tutorial within 24 hours of downloading the game, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Okay, number 1 on the list is a hero that I've been super excited about ever since I realized there is a typo in her description that still has not been fixed. That makes her super good. So we have Nika here from the Forest Keepers family, or faction. Her family is the Flower Alchemists. So when you read her special, grants immunity to an ally for 5 turns, grants recovery to an ally for 5 turns. Doesn't sound like great, right? The good part is this is a typo, and she grants immunity to all allies for 5 turns and grants recovery to all allies for 5 turns. So she can grant immunity for even longer than Tessic can, and then she's giving a recovery instead of a normal heal. She doesn't have reflect like he does, but in terms of immunity, she is the best hero that I can think of. Passive ability: 35% chance to grant recovery for 3 turns to all allies every time she's attacked with critical damage. Defense is increased by 30% if affected by recovery. That is so good. There's a lot of good stuff there, and I think she would be really good with Strybog, the fusible legendary hero. So yeah, she is awesome. Really good mana gain, great speed. You'd want to build her as a support hero, so, high HP, high defense, keep her alive. Maybe err more towards defense because it can be increased by 30% if she has recovery, which she almost always will, because she gets it potentially for just taking critical damage, as well as every time she uses her special, and she has good mana gain. So a really, really good hero that I thought was bad at first when I read her special and realized very quickly, oh, it's a typo, and she's actually amazing. All right, next up, and number 2 on the list is Martin. Good mana gain. I think anything over 20 is great. Good speed. And we have another taunt hero. So recovers 19% of his own HP, gains fortify for 3 turns, gains taunt for 4 turns. Defense is increased by 45% when HP is above 35%, and immune to poison. So he's kind of similar to Alexander, who is a much more difficult hero to get because Alexander is a legendary and Martin is an epic. But Alexander has this random chance, or not random, but like a 20% chance, 20 to 30%, I think, to recover a certain percentage of the HP that he's hit with, but Martin is just recovering 19% of his HP every time that he fires. So it's up to you which you think is better, but if you don't have other taunt heroes and you do have Martin, he is definitely a strong hero. He's the one that will be kind of the wall in your team, and you'll want some support around him and then some damage dealers to capitalize on that depending on what you're doing. But definitely a very good hero and an interesting alternative to Alexander. And the cool part is Alexander gains increased defense, and so does Martin, because his passive says his defense is increased by 45% when his HP is above 35%, which isn't too hard to do. So you can see that you'll want to max his defense and HP to get the most out of this. And then he's got Fortify as well as Taunt. So a really good hero. One that's new, and I think it's not unknown that he's good, but he's a new hero, so I want to make sure that people who haven't seen him very much yet are well aware of it. Next up on the list is Gaffa Death. So Aurora is a very good hero in this game. She is a legendary. She's a hero that a lot of people have used their legendary tomes on because the gains that she gets from it are so good. And she's not a healer, but she grants that protective shield and attack up. So Gaffa Death is an epic hero that does very close to the same thing, but is more easily attained. So we have grants increased attack to all allies for 4 turns, grants protective shield based on 25% of target's max HP to all allies for 4 turns. So largely what you have with Aurora, you get with Gaffa Death: passive, 35% less damage received if affected by Monobreath status, and immune to heal block. So not one of the best passives in my opinion, but if you can combine her with heroes that have Monobreath, then she's going to be that much better, because 35% damage reduction is significant. That can keep her alive, and she's helping to keep the rest of the team alive, but also give you some offensive capability as well with the attack increase. She's got good mana gain, speed is decent, but definitely a hero that is worthy of consideration, and I think an important hero in yellow. Number 4 on the list is Eleador, who should look familiar because he is the hero that you can get for using my promo code in the description of this video. I think because he's given out for free, people don't think as much of him, but let's look at what's going on here. So again, mana gain is 20, which is great. Restores 20% of target's max HP to all allies, so a pretty sizable heal in this game. Grants recovery to all allies for 4 turns. And recovery means you are recovering 5% HP every turn. And that's to all. Oops, clicking on the wrong thing. Defense is increased by 35% if HP is below 30%. So he gets some boosted survivability when he is on his way out. Grants recovery to an ally with the lowest percent HP for 3 turns at the start of his turn. So just doing a lot to keep your team alive. I kind of like recovery a lot and don't mind healers that deal primarily in recovery. Maybe you want to combine it with something else, depends on your play style and what your team compositions are like. But, you know, if you think about he's healing for 20%, well, it only takes 4 turns. And it doesn't have to be on that hero's turn. Like, say you have 4 of your heroes with turns in a row, then you're going to essentially get a second 20% heal from that as well. So doesn't do a lot more than healing, but what he does quite well. And if you're new to the game, then he can be obtained for free, or you might have got him already when you joined. But definitely worth checking out. See how he fits with your hero synergies, or maybe consider some other possible teams with some of these heroes. Last on the list will be no surprise, but I've got to do it because of how relevant he's become again with the new raid bosses. So number 5, we have Tessic. This should come as no surprise. Like I mentioned, he was one of the best immunity heroes. So restores 13% of target's max HP to all allies, Not the biggest heal, but what makes him good is the grants immunity to all allies for 3 turns. And then what's making him good lately against these new raid bosses is grants reflect to all allies for 3 turns. So you're doing just passive damage based on having this effect up. And if you can keep a lot of healing on your team, you can actually do a lot of damage to the raid bosses with him. So he gained his notoriety for the immunity thing because that's a really, really important effect in this game. But he's become popular again because of the reflect. Passive resistance increased by 55% if HP is below 50%. Not that great of a passive, but it could come in handy. Fantastic mana gain at 25. And this is a hero you really want to build for high speed. You want him to have an early turn so you can get this immunity up and you can protect yourself. But you'll see him on tons of teams, and for good reason. So even though Tessic is not a hidden gem by any means, I want to cover him in this video, not to make the assumption that everyone watching knows about who the best heroes are. I definitely wanted to make a point to highlight ones that I felt needed a bit more introduction, if you will. And Tessic certainly doesn't, but I need to put him on the list because if you don't know about him, you definitely need to. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please go ahead and hit that like button as well as the subscribe button as a free way to help support the channel and help other people playing this game to find this information. If you're not playing this game already, you definitely should be, so check out that information in the description of this video. Get your free stuff. And yeah, come join. There's literally thousands of people that have already come over from Empires and Puzzles, and you can figure out exactly why they are doing that. And the videos that I'm putting out aim to make this game as easy to learn as possible, but it's quite difficult to master, so it'll keep you entertained for quite a while. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, what you think of these heroes, if you think there are others that haven't been mentioned in the first 2 parts of this video, or in this video itself. You can include those in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.